If you watch my content, then you know I often praise AEW matches. Like, they are known for having very, very, very good matches and entertaining matches, right? I might criticize their booking. I might criticize booking decisions and storylines and creative and stuff like that. But it's not very often where you hear me talk about bad wrestling matches in AEW. And this was not only a bad wrestling match, but this was a bad decision. Now, look, let me preface everything by stating the very obvious, because I advocate for the growth of professional wrestling. And I have zero issue with AEW doing a sponsored match, okay? I don't have an issue when WWE does it. I don't have an issue when AEW does it. In fact, I am all about the idea of WWE and AEW advertising. More logos on the ring, the barricade, the screens. I don't give a shit, right? Get that bag, because at the end of the day, you are a business. You got to make money. The more money you make, the more people you're able to sign, higher production. There's a lot of reasons why I actually advocate for them to do these types of things. When they initially announced the Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy Texas Chainsaw Death match, I honestly questioned why, right? And I think people thought initially I was questioning why because of the fact that it's like, you know, maybe they thought I was criticizing the fact that it's like an advertisement match. But no, it's not. That wasn't the issue, right? Like, there was no purpose of Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett wrestling in this match type. Now, this match had everything you can imagine, right? It had all the craziness. It had the weapons. It had the blood. It had everything you can imagine, and it was pointless. But the thing is, Jeff Jarrett walked out of this match holding a championship belt with Leatherface's face on the main plate. Again, get that bag, get that advertising revenue. Yeah, by the way, Leatherface was there, okay, with the chainsaw. I'm sorry, but this is being very, very, very transparent. Okay, this is me being transparent. This is the worst thing that AEW has ever aired on their television program. And if you want to do sponsored matches, I think you got to look at who you're putting in those matches. I think you got to look at the outcomes of those matches. I think you really have to look at the purpose of that match, not just putting two people in the ring together, letting them wrestle. Nobody walked out of this match looking great. I don't feel like anybody actually got elevated for being in this match. I don't think this match created any sort of excitement for me going into All In. Why am I bringing up All In? Because it's 2 weeks away. This is a very, very bad match, okay? It's a bad match. Now, I will say I like chaos. I love craziness. I love characters. I love all of that stuff. But you got to remember one thing about AEW. AEW promised you, the viewer, the consumers, that they were an alternative to WWE. Now, say what you want about the Bray Wyatt, LA Knight Pitch Black match. Say what you want about it. This was worse than that. This was absolutely worse than that. And again, get the sponsorship money. Get that revenue. But please, for the love of God, do not put on something like this for your fans. Because if you're promising them that you're the alternative, this don't look like it. This looks like WWE gone wrong, but actually gone worse. Because that's how bad it was. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The response on social media largely seems to agree with me. A lot of people I'm seeing are agreeing with me. I'm reading the tweets. I'm reading a lot. A lot of people are telling me that they turned off the show. What the hell is this bullshit? There is a lot of craziness. Now, look, here's the thing, right? There's a lot of craziness on social media about this, and it's because of the expectation that AEW has created with their product. And I think a lot of people are looking at this as AEW stooping to a level that they've never gone before. You don't expect this from AEW. Realistically, I think we would expect something more of this like from WWE. And even WWE, I don't know if they would even look as bad as AEW did tonight. I'm reading tweets. This is embarrassing. That Leatherface cameo was a choice. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre belt. You guys want to see what it looks like? Let's throw that up on the screen. That's what the belt looks like. This was not a good look for AEW. Again, this is not what people want from AEW. That's the problem. It's not what they want. And you're going into All In, Wembley Stadium. It's the biggest pay-per-view, the biggest wrestling event in history. They have some other stuff cooking on the show. But you gave people this, and it just... I mean, you got people on Twitter and YouTube and Discord literally talking about this being worse than the Miz zombie match that he had years ago. Like, that's pretty crazy. I'm sorry, man. Listen, I'm all for the goofy shit. I'm all for the crazy stuff. I'm all for the stuff that's fun and wacky. But this doesn't do anybody any favors at all whatsoever. And then you got to take in the element of AEW All In and who's rumored for Jeff Jarrett, which is Grado. They didn't even build to that on the show. It just seems so weird that they went with this decision. And like I said, the response has not been good. People are turning off the show. At least that's what they're saying. I turned it off. I did not think that was a good look for the show. If they want to save that for Halloween, maybe it could have been a little bit different. But you got AEW wrestlers reacting to this with GIFs. It's just like, it doesn't look like people actually care about this. And it's unfortunate because, like I said, this is supposed to be the alternative to WWE. They did what WWE would typically do, and they somehow found a way to manage doing it worse, right? It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But hey, good on them for getting the bag. Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, they're funny characters. They're hilarious, right? This doesn't do anything for them. This doesn't do anything for Satnam. It doesn't do anything for All In. It doesn't do anything for Jeff Hardy. It didn't do a damn thing for anybody involved. It's unfortunate to see that because that's not what we expect from AEW, but whatever. It's the worst match in AEW history. The good news is it's their first big L in terms of matches. I think people will get over it and move on. So it's whatever. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know this was trash.